All right, Manitoba, welcome back to another episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day as always. Real quick, Manitoba, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff that helps out the show, especially sharing. It really does help. I really do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Mbfreethinker. On Facebook and YouTube, it's Manitoba FreeThinker Podcast. Sometimes I upload to Rumble and Minds.com if you want to check me out there. If you want to send me an email, that's mbfreethinker@gmail.com, or you can go to my website at mbfreethinker.wordpress.com, and you could check out links to all my audio-only podcasts, or go to any podcast player app. And all right, Manitoba, this is going to be part 2 of Winnipeg's top job. Last episode, I went over the first 6 candidates who are registered so far to be Winnipeg's next mayor. And from the time I did episode 1 till now, another person actually registered. So there's now 12 registered candidates vying for Winnipeg's top job. So in part 2, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to be going over the remainder of the candidates. It's just a real fast synopsis of basically what they have on their website, and just so you know a little bit about them, and you can kind of put a face to the name, and just the basics of what they're about. But either way, in case you guys don't know, go to winnipeg.ca. Here it says, election, 2022 election city, Winnipeg, 100 days and 11 hours, Winnipeg. So get ready to to vote, get your voices heard. But you could just click on information for candidates, and then the candidates for mayor, the list is right there. And if you want to check out the candidates who have registered to be our councilmen and women, you could check out that list as well. But if you guys haven't seen part 1, go watch it after this. But I left off at Scott Gillingham. So first up is Robert Falcon Ouellette. And for those who are just listening audio only, you can go to his website at robertfalcon.ca. All right, let's find out who Robert is. Meet Robert. Learn about our city's next mayor. Robert is from Red Pheasant Cree Nation, located 30 minutes south of Battleford, Saskatchewan, and was raised in Calgary. His father, Jimmy, a survivor of the Canadian Indian residential school system, is mixed Cree and Métis, and from the Red Pheasant First Nation. Robert was raised primarily by his mother Sharon, who was born in Tottenham, North London, and moved from England to Canada in 1974. Robert's namesake is his uncle, Robert Falcon Green, who died in 1961 at the age of 9. Robert grew up in poor conditions and determined to change her son's future. His mother insisted that he take the admissions test for the Strathcona Tweedsmuir School, a private school in Calgary. After he was admitted, his mother paid for his tuition by taking out a loan she could not afford to pay back. Robert earned a Bachelor of Arts in Music from the University of Calgary in 2001. In 2004 and 2007, he earned a Master's in Music and a Master's in Education from Laval University in Quebec City. In 2011, he completed his PhD in Anthropology, also from Laval University. He was only the second Indigenous person in the 350-year history of Laval University to earn a PhD. While attending university in Quebec City, he also worked full-time in the Canadian Army, which required him to complete his course material at night or occasionally in the field. After having been posted to the Royal 22nd Regiment, a French-Canadian military unit, he earned to fluently speak, write, and read French. From 2007 to 2010, he was appointed a company commander in the 5th Ambulance du Campagne, that's French, or the 5th Field Ambulance, where he was responsible for helping run the base hospital. He retired from the Royal Canadian Navy after nearly 2 decades of service with the rank of Petty Officer First Class, and remains as part of the primary reserves in the Royal Winnipeg Rifles as a warrant officer. In 2011, Robert moved from Quebec City to Winnipeg after he was appointed as director of the Aboriginal Focus Program at the University of Manitoba. As a member of Parliament for the riding of Winnipeg Centre from 2015 to 2019, he also concurrently served as a non-commissioned member of the Canadian Armed Forces. Well, I will say I do have a soft spot for our military men and women. But again, I mean, this guy is also a career politician. Go figure. I don't like it, Manitoba. I think we need fresh blood. But so that's Robert Falcon Ouellette. It's kind of like, I don't really see where like his platform is or anything, but that's like how you can get involved or donate. But I'm not sure really what he's about. Campaign updates: Canada Day, a day of reflection, or celebrating National Indigenous Peoples Day together. So if you guys want to check out, he has some other writings on his website. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that this episode. But that's Robert Falcon Ouellette. If you want to give him a call, 204-410-0807, or you could email him at campaign@robertfalcon.ca. Okay, next up we have Sean Looney. Sean for Winnipeg.com, and Sean is spelled S-H-A-U-N, because I know there's a few ways to spell it. So, Sean Looney, this is our now moment. Okay, we need a mayor who will make real progress now on our biggest challenges, including homelessness, public safety, climate change, and infrastructure. Winnipeg is stuck for too long. City Hall is focused on managing problems, which has led to overburdened emergency services, ever-increasing infrastructure deficits, underfunded services, and young people leaving our city for better opportunities elsewhere. It is time we move from the endless debate on whether we should cut our way or spend our way out of our problems. I favor taking new approaches to getting things done when it is obvious that the old systems no longer work. My name is Sean, and I'm running for mayor. The day I decided to run for mayor of Winnipeg, I was helping to clean up an abandoned homeless camp near our home in St. Boniface. I mean, I wonder if that was planned. The day you decided to run, you happened to be out cleaning, or that was a little bit of a setup. That's what I mean. Like, I just don't like why do they gotta be phony? Like, why can't they just be real? As I was picking up garbage, I realized that a woman had been living there. I noticed a large split-in cottonwood tree where she'd sought shelter. I told myself then and there, what we are doing clearly isn't working. It doesn't have to be this way. We have to act now. I don't know her name, but I think about her every day. I want to know that I have her back, and I'd love to know you have her back too. So you have her back, but you don't even know her name. Huh, okay. In my work life, I'm an entrepreneur, author, and economist. In my home life, my partner Fiona and I have raised our 3 boys here. I'm running for mayor because I have the experience that Winnipeg needs now. Fixing broken systems, creating jobs where none existed, preventing crime, saving tax dollars by addressing big city issues, and seizing issues and turning them into opportunities for citizens. Our campaign will offer bold and transformative ideas that will get us to the modern city that we all want and deserve. People try to put me in a box, either left wing or right wing, but I'm results oriented, and I think we should just do what makes sense. I have the experience, vision, and courage to do things differently. I'm in this race because now is our moment to make our city more compassionate, progressive, and effective. Okay. So under his platform, wow, it's quite a bit. I'll just read some titles, and if you want to check them out more in depth, just go to seanforwinnipeg.com. So, modernizing Winnipeg transit, metro mobility to be safer, more convenient, and greener. Looney unveils bold electric vehicle strategy. I'm so tired of these politicians talking about electric this and electric that. Looney to address homelessness, provide people living in bus shelters and along waterways to be housed within a year. That's interesting. We should probably check that out. Looney to create a Winnipeg tree trust. I do like that. I think our urban forest is important. Reduce sewage overflows. Hey, I love this, man. Decline car allowance. Sean will decline the $550 monthly transportation allowance and parking space normally afforded to the mayor. The savings, about $26,400 over a 4-year mandate. I love it. That I have respect for. More tools for public safety, redeploying tax windfall to climate action. Eesh, don't like that. Not that I don't like climate action, just I don't. Their solutions aren't, like, taxing us more isn't the answer. But either way, if you want to check out more in depth on his platforms, you guys can go to SeanForWinnipeg.com. He's got endorsements. Robin McKenzie, community advocate. Chris Cochran, Build graduate and carpenter. David Newman, former PC cabinet minister. Jennifer Wood, Indigenous community champion. Idris Knapp, a Muslim community builder. Anna Lindsay, an environmental activist. Paul Jordan, former CEO of the Forks North Portage Partnership. Wadad Ibrahim, former Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce chair. And Elder May Louise. So he's got quite a few endorsements. Interesting. If you want to donate or get involved, you can check out his website. He's in the news. Mayoral candidate promises 500 EV charging stations. This is my problem. We don't have, we have, gas stations are private businesses. So why are my tax dollars going to go to EV charging stations? How about if a private company wants to, start, putting up these charging stations and charging customers, then do that. But why am I paying my tax dollars? I don't have a fucking electric vehicle. I just don't think we should be. That should be something the private business takes care of, not the city. But either way, that is Sean Looney for mayor. Next up. Oops. Oh yeah, sorry. If you guys want to contact him, he doesn't have his phone number posted, but his email is seanlooney@mymts.net. Idris Ademiwa Adelican. Oh yeah, people, I'm going to butcher these names just so you guys know. I apologize about that. But that's idrisformayor.com if you want to check him out. Idris Ademiu for mayor of Winnipeg. So, let's meet Idris. That's some small writing. Idris Ademiwayu Adelican, PhD, PENG, PMP, CPEM, CFC, obtained his diploma from the Polytechnic Ibadan and BSc from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. I'm butchering a lot of that. He went on to complete his MSc in Biosystems Engineering and a letter of accomplishment in supervisory management at the University of Manitoba. He received his PhD in Leadership Organizational Management from Carolina University, USA. He is a professional engineer, project manager, and a transformational leader. He has over 9 years of experience in a Canadian business organization. Okay. So he's, obviously well educated, but... Quote, I have the strong belief that my skills are transferable to the city's top political gig. I've been managing projects, managing people, and managing teams. I lead, so I believe that with all those experiences I've acquired, when I get this, I'll be able to apply those to make sure we're working together. It's not something I could do on my own. End quote. List of issues. Address social problems. Collaborate with the stakeholders to tackle homelessness, addictions, mental health, and more. I will work with social enterprises and ensure our people can get back on their feet. We do not only provide a safe place, but also a rehabilitation. It is imperative to boost safety in our city. Definitely. I do like addressing safety. I don't know if I'm going to agree with how you're going to address the safety, but definitely safety is a top priority. Business. Lower taxes and find new ways to generate revenue for the city. There is a need to encourage investors to come to our city. We need to embrace technological innovation and create an environment that will allow Winnipeg to showcase their talents and support their ideas. Infrastructure. There is a need to boost the quality of our parks, transportation, provide better roads, libraries, and clearing sidewalks on time. Oh, I just hope he focuses on roads. We need to manage projects effectively, evaluate return on investment, and payback period. It is worth looking into the problem of urban sprawl in our city. We need to evaluate residential infill housing and outward expansion. Residential infill housing will allow Winnipeg to access public transportation and then outward expansion. Environment. I will encourage the implementation of clean energy. There is a need to improve on waste management. We need to find a way to resolve dumping of sewage into the rivers. Yeah, I agree with that too. But not about the green shit, but we need to fix our sewers. Constantly having overflows into the red, that's an issue. Okay, that's Idris Ademiwa. I apologize, I butchered that name. Okay. And then his platform. I went over that. You can get involved and donate, obviously, like the rest of them. They all want their donations. So he's been in the news. Okay, so he's got a news section and he's got upcoming events section. And looks like the next one is July 22. Oh, door-to-door visits to our neighbors. Okay. So that's Idris if you want to check him out. If you want to phone him, that's 204-430-9990. Or if you want to send him an email, that's admuyen@yahoo.com. Okay. Next up. Ranu Bukhari. That's rana4wpg.ca, and that's the number 4, so that's RANA, the number 4, WPG.ca. Rana Bukhari. Former Liberal leader. Will not get my vote, that is for sure. Again, career politicians, not happening. Meet Rana, your future, your mayor. Hello, Rana Bukhari is running to be your next mayor of Winnipeg. She is a visionary who believes all people, including those from marginalized communities, should have a say in the future of their city. She hopes you feel the same. Quote, what I am doing different in this campaign is really just being my true, authentic self. Being true to who I am as a woman, as a Pakistani woman, and as a Muslim woman to the city. Rana was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and went to the University of Manitoba and completed a law degree. She is a practicing lawyer with her own firm, Bukhari, Smith, and Walker, where she specializes in helping Indigenous peoples and marginalized communities wade through complicated and barrier-rich legal processes. In her law practice, she leads with her values, justice, fairness, and truth. As Mayor of Winnipeg, her commitment to justice and creating a space for the voiceless will be the foundation of how she leads. Quote, what I am doing different in this campaign... Oh, I just read that, sorry. With that, Rana shook off the shackles of what, quote, should be done in a campaign. She organized a core team of smart women to support her in her mayoral run. Rana's vision for Winnipeg is based on the values that she holds deeply. It's a vision that puts community, prosperity, and sustainability at the heart for all decision making. Of course, a vision can't win an election. Rana needs you. Join Rana Bukhari in bringing her vision to our Winnipeg by volunteering, donating, voting on Election Day. Contact team@rana4wpg.ca to get involved today. The Winnipeg civic election is coming up this October. Advance polls open October 4th, and Election Day is October 26, 2022. So if you want to go to her website, she has, let me take a look, her campaign launch speech. I'm not going to read that because it is super long. Wow. But yeah, go to her website, rana4wpg.ca, if you want to read her transcript. Her campaign launch speech transcript. Okay, Rana's vision. Rana's vision, your Winnipeg, your mayor. The city of Winnipeg is brimming with potential, but what our city needs is a mayor to fearlessly lead us into the future we all deserve. This is a preliminary overview of core pillars of Rana's campaign. Throughout the summer, this page will be constantly updated as Rana listens and learns directly from Winnipeggers. This is a future where every person has the opportunity to grow and prosper within a vibrant community that sees them and values them. It's a city that fosters individual possibilities, that encourages people to bring their whole selves to community, and one where the people who have always had a seat at the table create space for people who deserve to be heard. The future is built on three pillars which form the foundation of Rana's platform: community, prosperity, and sustainability. How will Rana do it? Over the summer, Rana will be listening to you, the community members, leaders, and groups that fly under the radar, just like neighborhood communities that work quietly behind the scenes to help people feel safe, supported, and included. That's because her vision needs you. So far, Rana has heard from hundreds of Winnipeggers who have helped her shape her initial priorities, but she needs to hear from you too, to help her identify the key policy commitments that will help her vision come to life in your community. Look for her this summer at community events, faith gatherings, biking with her niece at the park, and yes, on your doorstep, doing some important work and listening to what matters most to you. In the meantime, check out each of the pillars below and see what Winnipeggers have shared so far. So she has three pillars: community, sustainability, and prosperity. Let me just click the one. Okay, well, you can click each pillar and find out, get a little more in depth if you want to find out what Rana is claiming that she's heard from Winnipeggers about the three pillars. She also has a media section. Looks like she is on a podcast, Coffee with Jenny B. So that'll give you definitely some more insight. But, okay, so she has some articles written by the Winnipeg Sun. Bukhari wants more transparency at City Hall if elected Winnipeg's next mayor. She has a couple videos. Okay, so if you want to check out her website, that's rana4wpg.ca. And there's also a contact section, volunteer and donate section, obviously. So if you want to phone her, that's 431-999-RANA. That's 431-999-7262. Or you could email her at team@rana4wpg.ca. And she's got Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm sure most of the candidates have social media. I think I follow most of them on Twitter. All right, so that's Rana for Winnipeg. Rana Bukhari. Next up, Desmond Thomas. Email address is desmond4mayor.org. And that's the number 4 again. Desmond4mayor.org. Desmond Thomas for mayor, working together for the safe and healthy city. Campaign goals: to provide immediate housing services, temporary or otherwise, to those who are displaced and on the street. A bus shelter is no place for someone to call home. During that time, to implement permanent no income housing for those with mental illness, drug addiction, and homelessness. The city, if I'm elected, can and should do more to address this issue. If the city can afford an $8 million washroom, we can afford to provide housing for people. Implement 24-hour construction where needed to do round-the-clock weekend and holiday work in high-priority areas. That I love. Provide rollover budgets to cap of $250 million for winter cleanups. Consolidate all the city recycling waste to the city and certified recycling facilities by the ton. A new strategy to encourage recycling. Find solutions to the catalytic converter thefts in partnership with corporations and organizations. Yeah. Our theft is huge in Winnipeg. Deliver more funds, trainings, and resources to the third-party programs to clean up used needles and dangerous materials off our streets. This would be in partnerships with the province and federal government if necessary. Audit the Rapid Transit Plan Phase 2. Investigate the price tag of the project when alterations into existing transit lines did not reduce the price of the second phase. Using transit marshals or cadets on targeted transit routes. I like that. Redesign bus passes for digital scanning or outright transition to Pego. Replace paper ticket stubs with transit coins, which last longer and can easily be upgraded for price increases. Review the police budget and allocate funds for body-worn cameras. That is huge. Our police should definitely be wearing cameras. This would provide transparency and accountability for both the police and the public. He's got big ideas, Desmond Thomas, but these big ideas definitely come with a big price tag. So I'd be interested on how he plans on paying for all this. So, campaign goals. Countdown. 100 days, 11 hours, 45 minutes, and 13 seconds. Okay, so, and he has a contact and donate page. So that is Desmond Thomas for mayor. Wait, who is Desmond Thomas? That's his campaign goals, but he's got no about section. That's weird. Okay, well, Desmond Thomas, you're a mystery. You need an about section. People need to know who they're going to be voting for, brother. Or maybe you're a girl. I don't even know. But either way, that's Desmond Thomas. If you want to phone him, that's or her, 431-302-3932. And you could email Desmond at Desmond4Mayor, and that's the number 4, at gmail.com. Desmond4Mayor@gmail.com. Right on. All right, next up, believe it or not, we have Glenn Murray running. Former Winnipeg Mayor Glenn Murray. Definitely will not get my vote. We need new blood. I know I keep saying it, I'm a broken record, but come on. Hell no, Glenn Murray. And I will say Rana Bakari, who is a former Manitoba Liberal leader, also a lawyer. I think Brian Bowman kind of scared me off that train. I don't think lawyer is the way to go. Okay, why is Glenn running? It's a YouTube video. We're not going to watch that right now. Okay. Oh my god, maybe I have to because that's all he really has. Here's a new section. Committing to reinstating program that brought thousands of new residents to Winnipeg. My 5 campaign priorities. Glenn Murray announces mayoral run. Okay, well, let's read his 5 campaign priorities, if it's not crazy. Glenn Murray, my 5 campaign priorities. A beautiful city in a state of good repair. By 2040, Winnipeg is a city renowned for its stunning architecture, a beautiful city known for its urban forest, its state of good repair, and for advancing new green hard construction materials. There are fewer potholes, and each neighborhood has infrastructure performance standards and reporting. To get there, we must model all infrastructure projects and future development to ensure they build the new tax base. Build the net tax base. In your vision, Glenn Murray, by 2040, you still envision potholes littering Winnipeg City streets? Ugh. Canada's leading green innovation economy. Winnipeg is a prosperous, inclusive city with Canada's leading innovation economy. We lead the country in the bioeconomy and the convergence of online and on-ground technologies. We're developed urban procurement and innovation platforms that have made Winnipeg the leading North American city in green buildings, zero carbon technology, distributed energy and heating technology, and electrified transportation. The world-leading technologies of Red River College, Polytech and Innovation Center, Hydroplace, and the Mountain Equipment Company Circular Economy Building have been translated into the mainstream across the city, forming Canada's largest green building cluster. Winnipeg is net zero waste and net zero greenhouse gas emissions. I don't see how, by 2040, we will not be there unless we tax the shit out of its citizens. A leader in healthy communities and crime reduction. I don't like by 2040, bro, we're in 2022. Why are you talking about 2040? We need, whatever. By 2040, the city has led a community health revolution through local health centers and health outreach programs, leading a shift to community safety and dealing with local crime with neighborhood-based strategies. This has shifted away from reactive policing and helicopters towards successful proactive community involvement in anti-crime and strong neighborhoods, championed by Selburrows and the late Harry Lahotsky. I don't know who those people are. Winnipeg is a safe city leading the nation in crime reduction by working across departments and directly with the community. Quote, eyes on the streets is the foundation of our strategy, and violent criminals stick to the requirements of the release. Safety starts with active neighborhood streets and community-led rebuilding of our recreation, health, education, and community development services, all imagined and delivered through a creation of strong locally led planning initiatives. 4. Restoration of comprehensive funding neighborhood housing plans and community development partnerships. The city cannot tackle every problem, but it has set priorities and a vision leading the way on issues like poverty, mental health, and addictions. By 2040, Winnipeg is a city where everyone has a key to the safe place to call home, a commitment pursued until we have succeeded in making it real. Rebuilding and restoring the broad housing partnership, community development, corporations, and council-approved plans have been the foundation for a successful housing strategy to rebuild mature neighborhoods. 5. A bold new partnership in shared governments with Indigenous people. By 2040, an urban Indigenous renaissance in In 2040, an urban Indigenous renaissance is fueling a new energy in Winnipeg, building on the foundation of the original land treaties and First Nation expressions of sovereignty over 20 years ago. There are new agreements between First Nations, urban Indigenous people, and the city government, the exercise of constitutional rights, and a broad investment agenda herein. Winnipeg is driving a new partnership and equilibrium among First Nations, urban Indigenous people, and municipal governments. While climate change goals like carbon neutral city will take 20 years to be fully realized, most of the housing and downtown revitalization goals can be achieved in 5 to 10 years. I will introduce a quick start program for our first 100 days in office and lay out the first of 4 5-year planning targets. We will be more than 50% of the way to our 20-year goal within 10 years. In 2040, I want all of us to live in a prosperous and resilient Winnipeg built by Winnipeggers for the 21st century. I want to be Canada's leading city and the first place our kids choose to stay and build their future. Let's get it done. So, okay, maybe I'm being too harsh on Glenn Murray because he's actually the only honest person because he's saying things like 2040 because realistically this shit will not be accomplished in 4, 8, 10 years. So, I mean, but either way, I'm still, I'm staying true to we need new blood, Winnipeg. And like I said, since the time I did the part 1, we have the 12th candidate, Jessica Peebles. And she if you want to contact Glenn Murray, my bad. He doesn't have a phone number, but you can send him an email at info@glen4wpg.ca. And that is the number 4. Glen, number 4wpg.ca. info@glen4wpg.ca. So, yeah, like I said, Winnipeg or Manitoba. The 12th candidate is Jessica Peebles. Her phone number is 431-866-9090. You could email her at 7sistersfalls@protonmail.com. She doesn't have a website out at the moment, but I am very interested because her email is Proton Mail. You don't see that too often. So, I'm interested to see when she comes out with an email. But Winnipeg, what are we at? Like 36 minutes again? Jesus. Time flies. But that is 11 of the 12 candidates, part 1 and part 2. That's Jennifer Motluck, Donna Woodstock, Christopher Clackio, Rick Schoen, Scott Gillingham, Robert Falcon-Ouellette, Sean Looney, Idris Ademu Adelican, Rana Bakari, Desmond Thomas, Glenn Murray, and in the future I will talk about Jessica Peebles. That is 12 registered candidates for Winnipeg's next top job. Very interesting. But Manitoba, if you guys want to check them out, like I said, go to winnipeg.ca and information about candidates, because they had a lot about, some of them had a lot in their news section and all that stuff. But I didn't want to get into that or else this show would go on forever. I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of the candidates that are running. And you could at least put a face to the name and now look further into these candidates if any of them pique your interest. But either way, Manitoba, that is going to do it for today's show. I love you guys so much. Like, share, subscribe. Do all that good stuff, Manitoba. Like I said at the beginning, it truly does help. And I love you guys so much. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Love you guys. Peace.